Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with IowaClassicCars, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to do a showcase video on all the cars that I've got currently, and we're trying to save the farm here. So all these cars are for sale. I'm going to talk about each one, showcase them. I will put prices down in the description below, tell you if they run, if they don't, if they have titles, if they don't, and we'll go from there. So if you guys are interested, just shoot me an email. It's in the description below, and let's make a deal. So with that being said, let's get started here. Alrighty, let's start with the 1968 Buick Lesabre Custom Convertible. It's got a 350 Buick 2-barrel. This car will actually be featured here in a video in a couple weeks. Gonna rebuild the carburetor. It did run 2 weeks ago before obviously the carburetor has been pulled off of it. It will run again, it will drive. I put a set of 4 matching white wall 15s on it. Interior in this car is really nice. I got some stuff in here. Using it as storage currently. It's a tan with a green paint job. Hello, Mr. Kitty. The top needs redone, but I would honestly just leave the top down. This side is as original as they come. The trunk in this one is super nice. It's got a bunch of parts, but it's still got the spackle paint in the trunk there. If we go to this side, it's had a little bit of work done to it, which is not terrible work, but I would still probably redo it and paint the car, or at least try to match it. It's missing that emblem, and I believe I have the Lesabre badging right there. So again, this car does run. It will drive. I've got new brake parts for it. I'm going to rebuild the carburetor. Currently no title, but I am working on that, so I should have that in a month or so. These two cars over here, not for sale. My first 59 and my 81 Camaro. My 2-door wagon, I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask about that. That car is not for sale. The next one here is my friend Dave's 1962 Impala SS convertible. This is a real SS car. It was born tuxedo black as the paint code, 900A, with a red bucket seat interior. The interior has been redone, kind of like a mild custom. Very presentable. It's got a white top. This car really is not too bad. A lot of people have looked at the photos and think it has a lot more rust in it than it does. And the reason why is because the person who restored it back in the 90s just has all this unnecessary Bondo. I can't open the trunk currently, the keys are inside, but the trunks, you know, over here where you typically would cut the quarter and you can see the seam from the inside, these quarters have not been cut to the best of our knowledge. So it just looks like, honestly, when they painted this thing, they just kind of put a smear coat of Bondo on it just to get it smooth instead of doing it proper. The floors do need a little bit of work in the braces. They're pretty crusty, but the floors, you know, themselves are not like blown out. I mean, you can definitely drive this car around. The doors do have a spot of rust here and on the other side as well. The motor in this car is a later model 350 behind a 2-speed power glide, power steering, power brakes. Dave and Marshall did the brakes, new brake parts there, new lines. So it does run, drive, and stop. I wouldn't drive it across the country as it has no exhaust, but you can see here just looks like just a skim coat of Bondo on the whole car just to get it straight. And I don't know why they did that, but obviously they took the cheap way out, and you could drive it as is or restore it. It's got a set of 4 red line tires and correct SS hubcaps. This car does have a title. It's in Dave's name. So this one is ready to go. My old original Pink 59, that car's not for sale. It's still a workbench for the time being. The 60 Pontiac Catalina convertible out of Michigan, that car's not for sale. Got that looking real nice sitting in here. Next one up is the 59 Olds 98 2-door hardtop. This car is a 394 4-barrel with power steering, power brakes, factory air conditioning. It's also got power windows. It had a power seat. Let me get back in here. And it's out of Kansas, Arizona, and California. So it does have a little bit of rust in the floors. It's not rust-free, but it's got a good look to it. It's kind of hard to get back in there, but there is a video dedicated to this car itself. This car does have a title. It's titled in my name. It does run. The motor does run, but it knocks. So either swap out the 394 for another one, rebuild it, do an LS motor, whatever you may think. The majority of the trim and parts, like the AC compressor, are in the trunk. This car does have keys. And it's a 98 coupe. This is the only second one I've ever seen in 8 years of me doing this. And the last one that's inside today is the 1960 Pontiac Catalina two-door hardtop. This is a super nice survivor car. It's got a 389 two-barrel. Motor is currently locked up, but I am working on getting it running. Power steering, power brakes, no other options. Car's got a little bit of rust in the fender, a couple pinholes in the rocker, and then just some rust on the edge of the wheel lip. Interior is all original, beautiful red color. The seats did have seat covers on them, and you just saw that in the last video. But just kind of an odd color. It's got this brown body with a white top and red guts. Really not too bad of a car. It does need a little bit of love there, like I said. Also, the fenders here have a little bit of rust in them. I wonder if I can squeeze through. Well, I can't. But in the video dedicated to this car, you'll also see that the trunk area and the lower quarter has a little bit of damage there. So that would need to be fixed. But like I said, this one, like I said, it's a really nice survivor car. Motor does not run. It does roll and steer. Clean title in my name as well. All right, let's head outside and check out some of the cars that aren't so lucky to sit in the shop. All right, the next one here is my 1952 Oldsmobile 88 four-door sedan. This car has been sitting since 1962. I am working on a video. I bought this car like 9 months ago, and I've been working on and off on this thing, but it will run. We're getting close. It's got a 303 Rocket. Honestly, this is just kind of a glorified parts car. It had an electronic eye on the dash. The horn button, the electronic eye, and the clock are missing. Seats are there, but they're pretty torn up. Floors are starting to fall out of the thing. But the cat likes this one a lot. The motor is free. It's not running yet, but it will before too long. You guys will be excited to see the video on this one. Next one here is a 65 Belair Wagon. The crazy thing is this car has a beautiful floor pan. There's still original paint on the floors, but the frame is bad. It will also need probably a new set of fenders. It's got a dent here in the door and a little bit of rust in the lower quarter panels. Nice blue sun-faded patina. A little bit of a ding here in the quarter. Same thing, lower quarter needs a little bit of love, as does the wheel lip. The fender on this side isn't so bad, but still it would need some work. What do you think, buddy? Oh yeah. Oh, don't fall. Uh-oh, he almost fell, everyone. This car is just a 6-passenger. There we go. Seats are fairly nice. I would still redo them. Glass is all intact. Come on, don't hop in the car. It's got a 300 horse, 327 factory 4-barrel. This motor was stock until about 3 days ago, and I actually got it broke free. And in the process, you guys can't see it, but I did break my breaker bar. So the bottom of the breaker bar is down in my crank turning tool. But it is free. I'm working on doing a will it run video for this. So we're getting there. No title currently, but it will have a title when it's sold. Next one up is this 59 Pontiac two-door sedan. This is a parts car. Frame is real bad. The bumper's even falling off there, as you can see. But it's got all its chrome. The doors are fairly decent. The interior is really nice. It's a blue or gray color. Seats are nice. Steering wheel's there. Steering horn button is there. The floors are out of it. The rockers are out of it. But the cool thing about this car is it's got a 3-speed. And that's fairly rare for a 59 Pontiac. It's got a 389 2-barrel. Does not run. Does not drive. I do have a title in my name. I guess you could fix this car if you wanted to, but really, it's probably just glorified parts. The fender there is pretty boogered up. Yeah, definitely a good parts car though if you want to build a 4-speed car for sure. Take the clutch pedal and all the manual stuff out of it and swap it into your car. Next one here is a 1962 Biscayne. This car is a 6-cylinder 3-speed. Has a really nice original paint patina to it. Came out of western Nebraska. A little bit of damage in the quarter panel. And a little bit of boogering up there in the trunk. Oh, my shoe came off. Also a little bit of damage right there on the edge of the quarter. And it's got a nice factory corrugated tin window. However, this car's got a super nice, I mean, I wouldn't say super nice, but super original interior. It's a radio delete car, 6-cylinder 3-speed. Pretty solid. The frame is nice. The floors are pretty nice. Not a whole bunch of rust. There is a couple tiny pinholes in the floor. And the windshield's cracked, and then the front end here has got a little bit of damage. It does run, but it knocks. Does not have a title currently. Again, 6-cylinder 3-speed, no options. I wouldn't drive it personally. I mean, you could, I guess, run the motor and see what happens. No title, but it will have one here in about a month. The Supernatural 67. That car is not for sale. Next is the 61 Biscayne. I pulled it out of a junkyard in northern Iowa that got crushed out in its entirety. 6-cylinder 3-speed, no options. This car is also a radio delete. The weeds are getting pretty bad back here. I need to get the mower back here again, but yeah, this car, it's got a bad frame in the rear, and the floor pans I would say are about 50%. So do with that what you will. It could be a nice donor car for you, or fix it and drive it. I just love it because it's got no side moldings. It's one color, not a whole lot of trim. Again, it's a 6-cylinder 3-speed. It does run. Now the fenders are unbolted, so it'll catch. Can't get the doors open, but seats are all in it. Seats are fairly decent shape. It's got the dog dish hubcaps as well, but again, the floor is out of this one. I would like to see this one fixed, just because we saved it where it was going to be crushed. Let's give it another life. This 59 got from Mortsky. This old girl's going to Thailand. This 65 Belair Wagon, I bought it for that one as a parts car, thinking it had a good frame because I was feeling underneath it and it felt pretty good. And then right in the middle where I couldn't feel, the frame was broken in half. So frame's no good. This one's just parts only. I had a roof rack. I'm gonna throw that on the 65, the good wagon. But if you guys need parts here, I'm keeping the gas door trim as well. But if you guys need parts off of this, let me know. The fenders aren't as rusty, but they're dented up real bad for that wagon. Steering column is in it. It's got a split bench seat, and it has a 4-barrel 283. No tranny. Let me show you guys the grill here. Bumper, grill are here. The bumper's pretty nice. The hood's pretty nice. The grill's got a couple dings and dents. But still, if you guys need parts, let me know. Then I've got the 60 Oldsmobile. This car came out of Chicago. 371 V8 automatic, title in hand. This car did run and drive. Motor is still free, but the steering joint, the rag joint, is broken, so you can't steer it. Personally, with how rusty it is, I wouldn't drive it anyways. Two-door hardtop, and pretty much now it's my catch-all. This car is just a parts car for me. It does have the safety sentinel, which is a speed minder. I demonstrated that in the video. I took the seats out of it and sold those. Sold all the side trim off of it and the window trim. Now it's just kind of a tire storage for me. My plan was to trade this to my buddy in Nebraska, but I guess if someone needs it, you know, as a whole parts car, if they're fixing one, here you go. So the only thing I'm keeping off this car now is the motor trans. If I don't sell that 59, this 371 will be in that's place for that 394 at Knox, and then the front and the rear and the side glass. So really, if you need any sheet metal, bumpers, taillights, the dash, the steering wheel, the steering column, the wheels, tires, you know, axles, good parts car, but I definitely would not be putting this back on the road. My buddy Freddie bought this. He's from Maryland. He dropped it off on the way to Colorado. He had to pick up a Humvee for a guy. So I told him he could store it here. I passed on this thing originally, but I never knew that it had a tilt column. And if I would have known that, I would have bought it. But this is a 64 Belair. This car is sold. It's just cool to see kind of a rare option in the wagon, which is the tilt column. And that brings me to the last three here. The flat top 59 Impala is going to Thailand as well. This came out of the junkyard in Iowa that got crushed out. But if you guys need parts or a parts car off of this 1960 Pontiac Catalina four-door sedan, let me know. I'd like to sell them whole. This is the same color as that two-door hardtop, but the fenders and all the stuff I could use are kind of beat up. It does have a nice quarter, but the quarter has a little bit of rust on the very bottom of it there. So I'd probably just make a new one, honestly. Four-door sedan. Seats are in it, floors are out of it. Does have an original key, which is kind of unique. 389 automatic. No bumper. The bumper's going with the two-door hardtop. The frame's bent, but it's a good parts car, especially if you need all this four-door chrome, you know, the door chrome, the seats. Hell of a nice parts car if you're fixing a four-door. And the final one here today is the the 60 Catalina flat top. Pretty unique because it's a flat top design. You don't really see these a whole bunch. The fenders, the rockers, the floors, they're all out of it. This car is definitely a parts car. You can see the big holes in the floor pan there. Keys are in this one as well. Seats are here, all the interior trim. It's crazy because the 59 Impala has chrome window trim, and the Pontiac, which is a higher end version, has painted. Doesn't make any sense to me why they did that. This car also has a 389 automatic. I don't believe I can get the hood. Well, maybe we can't get the hood on this one. Yep. Pretty complete, power steering, power brakes. Motor's locked up. I'll do a will it run video on this if this doesn't sell right away. But I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for this car. So there we go. I will go cover two more 59 Impalas that I do have sitting that I kind of forgot about. All right, so in the video description, this one will be labeled blue 59 Impala four-door, and that one will be red 59 Impala four-door. That blue 59 is a factory AC Belair, pretty solid car. I'm holding on to that though for the cowl and all the AC stuff. But I bought this car down in Kansas, I think back in May, possibly, May or June. And I lost my shoe again. And to be honest with you, I probably should have just left it there. I mean, it was fun, meeting the guy was awesome, but there's just not a whole lot left of this car. It's got a small block in it now. That fender's all cut up. This fender is usable. It does have the Impala side trim. The buckles I do have sold, and this is the buckle So I better just pull that off of there. There we go. Yeah, so this one on the other side will be gone. The dash is there, but some pieces are missing. The Impala door panel trim is there. If you want to make a couch out of this thing, cut the ass end off it off. There's old Mortski's 61 bubble top seat. I'm not cool enough for him to come visit me yet, but it's here. It's just sitting in this car. Yeah, so this one's pretty cheap. It also has the license plate trim. But yeah, this is the blue 59 Impala 4-door. And the last one over here now is the red 59. All right, here's the last one. It's a 59 Impala 4-door sedan. The fenders have been cut. The hood's been cut. No grill. Nice stainless. What's left of the stainless, I guess I should say. The trunk spear is there, which is Impala only. There is literally zero floor in this car. The guy cut it out. I'm gonna cut the dash and the steering wheel and the steering column out of this car, so that won't go with it. Gonna hang that up in the shop. Just a beautiful dash, but yeah, this is more like a greenhouse than a car. Hey, buddy, don't fall. Again, nice rear clip if you guys want to make a couch out of it. Yeah, what do you think, buddy? The cat eye Chevy and the cat. But yeah, this one's got a 64 Impala frame. The guy restored the frame. So if you just need a good frame, this one's got it. But that is about all for today. So as you guys can see, the lineup of cars, I've got a few sitting around, and I don't want to be that guy who says, don't hoard cars, and then I'm hoarding cars. So for the most part here, everything is for sale, other than 1, 2, 3, 4 inside, and 1, 2, well, I guess that one's already sold, so 1, I think just 2, 3 cars out here aren't for sale. So the rest of them are. If you guys have any interest, my email is down in the description. I'll put prices and I'll mark them available and sold as they are sold. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This is the end of the video for today. I figured I always buy these cars. I'm always filming my rescues. I might as well try to sell some here and put them back on the road. So thank you guys for watching. Comment your favorite car of the bunch. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll catch you guys next time.